welcome to Total Warhammer 2. So, I had some free time today, so I figured I'd do a stream, and rather than playing Rome Total War 2 again, I figured I'd mess around with this. So, the Skaven just received a huge update to this game, so I figured it would be kind of cool to mess around and play with them a bit. Oops, not what I wanted to hit. Cancel. First things first, I want to see if I can just turn down the graphic settings just a little bit. Actually, they're as low as they can get pretty much. Okay, just wanted to make sure I'm not on high graphics if I'm going to be doing this. So, so the big new thing about the Skaven in this is they can build undercities. But I think I need an agent to do that. I think I need a warlock engineer or something. Not entirely sure. So in the meantime, though, we'll just set up and get started here. I hate how the fact you have to change all these camera settings. You used to just be able to hit the space bar. It's a slightly annoying change they made. Well, considering you didn't know anything about Rome Total War 2 average, it's probably about the same thing. So let's see. Well, we've got the Clanmore's headquarters, which is a really nice building when you actually look at it. However, we don't have any ranged units. We do have fairly good income because we are Skaven, so there's that. I think we're going to build a hidden lair. Hidden lair. We have a gutter runner slinger. Warp lightning cannon. We want to try and keep that around, and some storm vermin. So obviously this is our first target. Then these guys. These guys are going to be really hard to take out in my experience. And because we're Skaven, we can't get anything until we can't research anything until we get some good buildings going. And I do apologize for the long turn times, but that's unfortunately the way it goes. Oh, Dathermo, if you've never played Total Warhammer 2, you are missing out. It is, in my opinion, probably their finest entry. Maybe Shogun is close, but this is just an amazing game. The factions are very different. They play very different. It's really impressive. I can go over all that if you want to see that. You'll note that compared to Rome 2, there are significantly a much larger amount of factions in this game. As in, like, 4 times the actual amount of factions. It's ridiculous. Sorry for losing the sound there for a second. I'm just tabbing out for a moment. I imagine I'm not going to be playing Imperator multiplayer for a little while. At least I figured out how you play that game. There we go. How long was that for a turn? About a minute? That's not that bad. I thought it'd be longer because I'm streaming. Okay, let's take this province. We'll occupy. Oh wait, I could do an under empire. No, we're gonna occupy. So the Skaven play very differently than other nations in Rome. For example, Rome 2. So you have feast while you can. Rather than religion, you have different corruptions, and the Skavens have their own corruption. And the annoying thing about the Skaven corruption is they actually hurt themselves. On the other hand, they're not affected by chaos or vampiric corruption. And if they're not corrupt, They're just untainted. They have their own public order bonus, which is cool. The other thing is I have to keep an eye on my food supply, which goes down based off provinces and armies. And since this is Total Warhammer 2, you get all these wonderful little RPG almost elements of what type of character do you want to play as, which is kind of nice. I think I'm going to start though with Inspiring Presence, because the one weakness of the Skaven is that they have low leadership. So there's that. Well, Dathramo, if you marathon Imperial to Rome, I might do a live stream of it, but you can also give me advice, which might be nice. Let's get some spear guys. There we go. And I can upgrade that to level 2. Do I want to? Yes. And we have a commandment we can issue since we're Skaven. I think probably the smart move right now would be to get extra food, because food gives us bonuses. Yeah, well, it looks like we get about a minute between turns, which I do apologize for how slow that is, but it does give you time to do other stuff. We want some of these Night Runners. Really do need some range units. Okay, that's looking pretty good right there. Also, the Skaven talk really weird, so whenever I click on stuff, you're going to hear Skaven talking to themselves. Okay, maybe we can start a bit of an offense here. If we can take out these guys, we're in good shape. The problem is they're significantly stronger than us. We may have to delay and instead try and build up our forces a bit. We've got good food supplies, so our growth is really solid. It's going to have a lot of range units, so that's always a good idea. I'll probably stream for a couple hours average, at least. I like to do at least 2-hour streams. I mean, after that, I'm free to play stuff with other people, so. I mean, I don't know if I'll do a 3-hour stream unless people are actually interested in watching, but 2-hour stream, yeah, 2, maybe 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I can die as this faction if I'm not careful. This is a very hard start, Clan Wars. To be fair, I'm only on normal difficulty, but it's not like I'm not so great at this game that I can survive this start. I mean, I've died as the Empire before, and they start as a much better country. If you have any questions about the game, I can certainly answer them, because it's I've logged a hand quite a few hours, and I'm still not good at it, though. Cool, we got a apprentice, 8% chance of assassination. It would help if we actually had an assassin I could use. Okay, I'm going to move to here. I'll do an ambush, although I doubt the AI is dumb enough to walk up into my lands right now. How do I get, or rather, where do I get these guys? Okay, it looks like I have to have level 3 before I can actually recruit agents. That's fair. Maybe a little bit of trouble with public order, though. Let's try. Yeah, that's fine, average. Yeah, the best thing is getting a PU when you didn't expect it. My best personal union I never saw in Europa was inheriting Russia during a recording for my Great Britain Let's Play. That was about as perfect as you get. Okay, we're good there. To the east we have vampires. To the west we have Tomb Kings. To the north we have ogres. To the south we have ogres. And then dwarves. Or rather greenskins as this game calls them. So the cool thing about the Skaven in this game is they have a chance of ambushing armies they just naturally attack. So if I'm lucky, nope, I wasn't lucky. There was a chance I could get a ambush on these guys. How far would that get me? Not far enough. Okay, we might lose my army here if I'm not careful, which would be bad. However, I can raise another army, but because these Skaven are interesting, there is a chance of me. I have to deal with loyalty, which is kind of annoying. So let's do that. We're going to need 2 armies to take this province settlement anyway. Oh, this isn't good. I have an error here. Okay, well that was awkward. I had a graphics error. It didn't crash the game, but it crashed the stream. Hopefully that won't happen again. Anyhow, I'm back here. Oh my gosh, if I could get an ambush on these guys, I'd be really happy.
Warlock, master of Scryer.
Sorry about that crash there. There's nothing I can do. Hopefully it'll continue from where I was. Seems to be actually at the moment. Okay. If it happens again, I'll be back in a minute because the game doesn't crash, just the recorder. That's going good. That's going good. We still need to get to level 3. 3 turns. Okay, I can wait that long. Thanks, Average. It's helpful to know that I haven't completely messed up the stream every time it accidentally restarts on me.
Lower your muzzle and bask in glow of my breath.
Ah, we actually have somebody here who wants to talk. Trade agreement with vampires. Sure. Every little bit of money helps. I am playing as Clan Moors of the Skaven. Think giant rats, like rat people. I don't know if you've ever read like books like Red Cliff or any of those style stuff, but giant rats. They're not evil, but they're not what you'd say good either. I don't actually know. Oh my gosh, if I could ambush these guys, I'd be really happy. They're not particularly good, but they're not particularly evil. They're kind of in between. But I'm finally getting some research going, which is nice. And we've got 2 turns till I can upgrade, and then I can actually get agents, and then we can actually see the new Skaven mechanics, which will be a relief. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe someday we will succeed with our ambush here. Yay! Ambush. So we can wipe these guys out. And we can eat them because we're giant rats. Which repairs our units, which is really useful for a rat army. Which kind of militaristically they suck, so... And now... we have just the settlement and that army to fight. I'm hoping, let's see if this works, I can pull this army down far enough. Does not look like the case. Okay, can I back off? Yes, break the siege. Ah, there we go. I managed to break the siege, so I'm going to get away. Boy, these guys talk a lot these days. So that is one of the greatest abilities of the Skaven, which are to ambush any army they attack. So sometimes if you're the Skaven, you get lucky and you can attack armies without other armies nearby being able to reinforce them. It's like being a night attacker in the other Total War games, but it's kind of less useful. Okay, we can actually level up here. I don't think we're going to be able to take that settlement, not until we get some better, either better troops or we get some underground stuff set up. Free victory though. As long as I can keep ambushing them, I can keep breaking the siege endlessly on their capital and getting away. One-on-one, our army can probably take them. It's the settlement garrison that messes us up. I think if I remember, actual combat is really good on this guy. So 4 turns and we can get an agent, then we can start building some undercities, which is the unique thing to the Skaven. Okay, did they raise another army? They've raised another army. Let the cycle of ambushes continue. It's a shame I'm not letting them get any units.
I challenge. Kill.
If I were to let them get units, I could actually, like, heal my armies. On the other hand, pretty good XP. Oh, this is actually kind of nice here. However, on the other hand, my armies are going to become slightly less trustworthy, or my other generals. Oh well. Not only so much I can do about that. I think we're going to go to Know Your Place, because that'll get some more loyalty back, and loyalty is a precious commodity in this game. It's also one reason I don't tend to play as the evil factions in this game, because dealing with loyalty can become a pain. I mean, quote, evil. The Skaven aren't really evil. They're kind of like a third faction. Fourth, technically, if you count the vampires, but the vampires are almost definitely kind of evil. Trying to figure out why my Skaven character is just randomly screaming at the sky in this. Wow, that's weird. We have a quest, though.
What now?
Ooh, I can attack this guy. Nope. Ambush failed. Run away, run away, run away. Okay. 2 turns, then we can build some more stuff. Yep, crazy rat people. Let me know if that screaming gets too annoying, because I think I can turn it off. It's much louder on my end. It's screaming, so I gotta turn it down a little bit on my end. You guys shouldn't even notice it, but it's just, I don't know why he's randomly screaming. It's almost like an audio cue got locked on. Oh, apparently we are getting vision of some of these areas. Wait. How in the world do we have an under settlement up there? Unless that's another Skaven that built the under city. Well, we're gonna have to check out what's going on in Kark 8 Peaks because we've kind of got a somewhat of a mission to go take that land. Do we really have an undercity? No, but there is an undercity Skaven, but wait a second, it's me? Huh? Okay. Huh? I have to say, what is going on there? How did I get that? Does this passively spread undercities? No. Okay, so my military might is so terrifying my commanders are screaming from it. Maybe. So, this is the Skaven undercity stuff. You can build a settlement inside someone else's settlement. And you can get stuff out of it. On the other hand, it can be detected. If it is detected, it will be destroyed. So, obviously, we don't want that. I'm thinking, considering it's already at like 50 underkeep, maybe we just always started with it. Let's build something that's going to reduce its detectability. Deeper tunnels, but I lose visibility. Let's do that to start. I mean, that is like the hub of the underworld up there, Karak 8 Peaks, so it makes sense I would have some vision of it. As you'll see, we lose 2 public order until we control this province, which is annoying. I don't want high discoverability, but I would really like some income. Or food wouldn't be bad, really. So we got 20% Warpstone Refinery, Subterranean Strip Mine. Thinking I might build this subterranean pit because it gives me a 5% chance per turn to expand my under empire to an adjacent region. I mean, there is the chance that it's going to get detected, so I think we'll just have to risk that. These guys have a little bit more of an army. Ambush failed. Ugh. Okay, next turn we can actually get stuff going. So the goal is to conquer everybody, but the cool thing about the Skaven Undercity, and I didn't really show it, but I can in a moment, is that some of the buildings you build, you can build like giant bombs under the enemy settlement, and then you can detonate them and kill pretty much all the defending units and march in. But they also can give you boost to your armies attacking cities with undercities in them, which is good because the Skaven armies are not bad at combat, they're just cowards. So if you can actually get them to attack and stay fighting the whole time, you can usually win most battles as a Skaven. They're a pretty powerful faction. What I want to do is I want to build more of those +5 chance to expand to adjacent regions because it gives me visibility. So if I get it going and they grow and grow and grow and grow, then I know where all the enemy's armies are and what I have to look out for when attacking them, which is rather awesome. By the way, of all these different factions you see cycling at the top, the flags, you can only play as like a quarter of them. There's a lot that you can't actually play as. It's a little annoying. I need roughly 4,000 golds, or 5,000. Ugh, that's going to take a little while. Karik 8 Peaks is less detectable. I could make it almost invisible, but I'd lose any view of the settlement at all. Okay, maybe I just build a... My gosh, the guy will not stop screaming at me. Huh. So as a Skaven, you can actually build buildings to detect enemy Skaven stuff in your lands. That's kind of funny. I might need to build this to get more income. I'm thinking. The Skaven don't generate a lot of income on their own, but every building generates income. Including, oddly enough, their walls, which is got to be one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Thinking maybe build these slave wheels, and then I can always change it over. This army really does need to heal. Actually, let's just put you in a normal heal stance. What does this look like? 3 more turns. It's going to barely balance out. See, here we go. The Vermintide. You can build a war camp, and when you complete it, you get an army. And the army attacks. It's pretty good. You can also, these give additional leadership and mobility in the region, so you can move faster and attack better and heal. It's really kind of cool. And I should probably get an income coming in. They have 600. I could steal either 20% of that, or I could just generate flat out 200. This repay me after 5 turns, so I guess we'll try that for the moment. Oddly enough, as a Skaven, I'm having money problems. Yeah, it reminds me of that old joke that I've heard, which is there. How does it go? Oh, now I'm drawing a blank on the joke. So in English, 2 double negatives make a positive, but 2 positives never make a negative. And the response to that is, yeah, right, being 2 positives that make a negative. It's the only example in English where saying the words, yeah, right, is actually a negative. I hate starting off as this faction. It's so boring. Normally as other factions, other than maybe Bretonia, I'd have already expanded to like 4 or 5 settlements. Okay. How's this going? We're generating considerably more money.
Leaders.
What are we doing up here? What do we have? About 50% detection rate? So what we've actually done is we've given ourselves 100 from 200 from here, and then we're wasting 100 of it there. So if I upgrade that, we'll waste all the income from that, but it'll be not really discoverable. In fact, it'll reduce the total discoverability by 0 if we upgraded. Oh well. Can't really balance it all out. Regardless, the food consumed will be a little annoying, but the spreading of our corruption will be nice. And that will be repaired next turn. I think we'll probably just want to upgrade this. I don't know. We'll see. So it might not be clear, but the whole kind of stick as the Skaven in this game is that you're not really, you don't tend to build as large as other empires. You tend to kind of go in, pillage, and take exactly what you need, and then leave. Because of the food mechanic, it makes it very hard to build a large empire as these guys. Not to mention your own corruption issues from your own corruption. Well, we're starting to get to the point where I might be able to take Mount Arachnos. I kind of want to take it because I don't really want to leave them with the opportunity to attack me. On the other hand, I could just go to the west and take Qatar over there, but that province would be extraordinarily rebellious, which we kind of want to avoid if at all possible. That Skaven is still screaming away in the background. Okay, +3 leadership. That is actually a really useful thing for the Skaven. We do not have particularly good leadership as these guys. Awesome. We also have a right we can do. Ooh. Ha ha ha, that would be cool. So I could get a Doom Engineer, which can cause an earthquake and damage it, but can also establish a Warlock laboratory. Probably not the best idea right now because I'm trying to save cash, but different ways to do things. This settlement's almost done. Could upgrade this one in a while. Probably better off just saving the money and getting assassins or something. Okay. This army is mostly repaired, so let's see if we can go ambush this army. Nope. That's actually a problem. Kind of. Just want to keep that guy close in case I have to retreat to him. Yeah, there's a lot of open spaces. I can zoom out and roughly show you the outlines of the continent. I am on the bottom right continent in the mountains because that's kind of where the Skaven live. There are wide open plains and other areas, forests, marshes, wastelands, icy tundra, swamps, jungle. There's a lot. This is huge map. I'm playing on the Mortal Empires version, which unites Total Warhammer 1 and Total Warhammer 2 in one giant map. And considering it's a Skaven, it's probably faking the screaming, but you never know. Oh, guess what? I'm under attack. We're going to definitely retreat.
Not my fault.
Yep, there they are. They didn't chase us. I just wanted to make sure they couldn't call in the settlement garrison, because right now our armies are stronger than theirs, but the settlement they have tips the balance in their favor. Once this is done, I'll zoom out and show you what I can see of the rest of the world, which isn't much, but might give you an idea of what the world kind of looks like. I could have showed you the loading screen, but then you'd had to wait for or the faction selection screen, but then you had to wait like 5 minutes for the game to actually load. So it's really hard to see. So there's a continent over here, roughly kind of like this. There's an island here. There's another continent that goes way down here. There's a continent that goes all the way up to here and then kind of out again in a Scandinavia fashion, and then kind of comes pretty much straight down to here, and we're located here. So as you can see, we're located in a very small corner of a very large map. So, yeah. Wish those guys would shut up screaming in the background. Ambush. Nice. Success. Oh, nice. We've got a victory over the Greenskins trait on our Lord Orcsbane. That's also really nice. Let's give him a trait of... Crimson Guard isn't bad. Violent Rise to Power, maybe? Life is very cheap, actually. Might be worth more. Casualty Replenishment is pretty awesome. Yeah, let's do that. Life is very cheap.
Attack! Attack!
We could almost take that settlement.
Move, move!
Maybe if we win another battle, we'll try and siege the settlement.
I, Headtaker.
And I'm going to recruit more troops up here.
Stalk! Yes, yes!
There we go. And... Might as well make that a level 3 settlement. Yep, I can do that average. You can mess around on that. Enjoy. It's a fun game. one of my guys is becoming slightly traitorous. Okay, let's see what we can do.
Next time.
Retreat.
Not my fault.
Not what we want.
Bastard.
Not a good position, so we'll regroup and try again next turn.
Run, fools.
Let's get some more clan rats. So clan rats they have a wonderful trait called meat shield. So they absorb a lot of damage. They have a ton of health, don't do much damage, and they have shields. So pretty much most of my damage right now is coming from my archers. So in reality, I should probably actually build some more of those. Anyway, hopefully next time we'll ambush their army and then we can actually take a settlement. So we got unhappy populace in our lands. That's not so great.
What now?
Still not succeeding on these ambushes. I succeeded like
More head skulls.
at multiple turns in a row, and now I can't succeed.
Good for Warlock ready.
It's slightly frustrating.
Technoc sorcerer.
Okay, that's about as many troops as we're going to be able to support till we take a settlement.
No one beats Better's Queek.
Okay, let's try this again. Oh, okay, they were trying to lay an ambush. Ambush.
Mine.
Nope.
Yes, yes.
Ugh.
Slaves work, then die.
How annoying.
Quick, kill things.
Okay, anyway, let's get murdered dissenters. Additional public order in all provinces. We're really nice people. No, so I was trying to do that. You have to build hero units, agent units, essentially. And one of them can do it. I believe it's engineers. That's what I was trying to do, but then I realized I had no money, and now, of course, I have no money. So it's kind of balanced out. I was lucky for some reason I started with this one. I don't entirely understand why this one has a chance to expand, so hopefully it will eventually do so. Okay, so I'll kill him. Keep the loyalty of one of my generals. Probably a smart move. Oh, maybe it didn't work on this guy. Maybe it did, and I just didn't notice.
Skaven blood.
I think he's left.
Mighty warrior champion.
Yeah, it looks like the enemy is actually backed off, which is strange. Okay, well we should hopefully be able to take the settlement. Yeah, let's try that. I'll just do a quick save, that way I don't have to rebuild if I lose everything. The times I've always lost attacking this settlement, and then I got wiped out by their counterattack. So
Enslave.
I could personally command it, but I suck at Skaven actually, so we're gonna auto attack. And we lost, so I'm just gonna reload. Unfortunately, loading takes a while. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it would be really cool if they did like Total War Game of Thrones and other stuff. Unfortunately, we have to wait now for a couple minutes for this to reload. Maybe I will have to personally command the attack. I hope not. I really hope I don't have to. I suck at assaulting cities. Oh well, we have to eventually take the city. What I'd really like from some of these game creators like Total War or even Paradox would be the ability to create alternate maps. So you wouldn't always have to play on, say, like Europe or the world or whatever world this is called. be able to create your own or just have randomly generated ones. That could be rather cool, because then your factions could be entirely different locations and different starts. Rather neat, actually, but it'd probably be a lot of work. It's more along the lines that I just don't like reloading. It kind of feels like cheating in some ways. Something goes wrong, you restart. I guess I'll try personally commanding it. I've never actually attacked with the Skaven. It could be rather interesting. Yeah, I do play that, and I did start a series on that, but not enough people enjoyed it, which is rather cool. The problem is whenever I do random worlds or shattered worlds, they always start a Great Conqueror next to me, and then I get into a lot of trouble. Kind of want to do a series of that, but at the same time, a lot of the game content goes into like crusades and stuff. Without Catholics, you don't have crusades, so crusades or jihads or whatever. Maybe I'll do that again sometime. It's just a long game. I did a Cat Lord of India game for a while. I really should get back to that one. Just I can't get achievements on it anymore or anything because of the new updates and patches. I'd have to start from scratch. It's the problem with playing some of these long games is by the time you get around to finishing, there's a new patch that breaks all your old saves. Okay, I'm going to try to attack. This time I'm going to definitely take a lot more menace below, up to the max uses.
Battle fight, yes, yes.
This is going to suck. Anyhow, here we go. Outside the settlement, luckily, so they don't have walls.
Queek fight it all.
Okay. So there's magic in this game. I don't think we actually have any magic users really in our army, so that doesn't help much. We do have a warp lightning cannon, who I definitely want to make sure I use properly. What is the range on this fella? It's a pretty good range. I suspect I'm very likely to be attacked, but in case I'm not, we'll put the cannon somewhat forward. And then we're going to just create a solid wall of meat troops and meat shields in front of it, pretty much. So all of these guys. And then we'll stick some spears on the sides. We'll put one spear in the middle, because they like to charge the middle of lines for some reason. Yep. And we'll put our actual good troops behind them. And we'll put all of our archers over here, because they have stealth, so they won't be easily detected, hopefully. And then our one actually visible archer group we'll put up here. Or rather, slinger group, I think, technically. Yeah. And then our commander. We should get reinforcements reasonably fast, so that should be good. This is going to be bad. Yep. Amazing, most of the game looks different, but this one's identical. Yeah. Fire! Okay. Here are my backup troops. Ironically, my backup army is actually better troops than my actual main army. Problem is, in my mind, how they all come in. It's very hard to actually control where they all go. And then we've got a whole other regiment of nothing but archers. We'll send them over here. My cannon is doing some damage. Killed one thing. Okay, we killed some more than one thing. We killed 10 or so. The big thing is we want to pick off their heavy infantry. Orc Biguns. I think those are the ones we want. Yeah, Orc Biguns I think are the dangerous ones. Looks like they're going to come fight me, which is an interesting choice. I mean, it makes sense. I am shooting them with cannons from a distance. Be nice if my things actually hit them, though. Can't say Skavens are the most accurate cannoneers in the game. You know, maybe I should just extend this front this way. Do it like that. This is gonna end really badly. I suck at Skaven fighting. Okay, we've damaged their big uns a bit, so that is slightly good, I guess. Oh, wrong group. This is the group we want. Oh, they know where we are. Oh, that's annoying. Luckily, these guys are archers with the skirmish ability, so they are going to actually be really annoying for them to kill. Okay. These guys... Focus fire there if you would. These guys can try and hunt down Night Runners, but Night Runners are rather difficult to take out. Actually, we do have a magic user. What can he do? Warp lightning. Yeah, let's use that somewhere. Preferably on the enemy. And fight there if you would. You take out those archers, you go for those. Those guys are decimating them. We're gonna summon backup troops. See, here's the problem with playing as this Skaven is your baseline troops get overrun almost immediately. We got their general, though, so there is that. Or we will be getting their general, assuming mine doesn't die. Okay, that regiment's gone. These guys, focus fire on the big guns if you can. The nice thing about playing as the Skaven, if you want to even bother to understand it, is the Skaven tend to rally very well. I don't actually want to throw Queek into that. I want to send this army. Oh, there's the warp lightning. Where is he? Where are you? You're right there. So even though our entire front line has been overrun and everything, our troops are still fighting on. Not to mention they've gotten entirely distracted by the other mess. Where are you, Queek? There you are. Everyone plays a faction that runs away at any full fight. These are the guys for you. Skavens are unbelievable cowards. Which is funny because their troops are on like par with everyone else's best units. These guys are causing trouble. These guys have actually run out of troops. That's not good. They're gonna die then. The irony is some of my base melee troops are attacking the enemy's archers and losing. Okay, fire on these guys. Greenskins are annoyingly strong at melee, but they don't necessarily have the best range. If I can pin down their units, we can probably win this. Fire on that if you would. Oh, these guys actually won. I'm impressed. It looks like we won. Awesome. That was highly unexpected in my mind. Yep, they are an entire race of cowards. I can get into that a little bit more, but decisive victory. We were lucky. Honestly, they didn't have enough troops to match my numbers. If they had had equal troops, I'd have probably lost. As you can see, a lot of my big regiments here killed 8 units and lost, like 27 or more, or 41 guys. It's the archers, plus the cannon killed 92. These are the elite, or some of the elite Skaven troops, these storm vermins. They will actually pretty much fight to the death to some degree. Whereas these guys are complete cowards. And the irony is they actually have equivalent stats to they have better stats than the average other country's infantry. To the point where they almost rival some of the semi-intermediate towards elite troops, but they have such low leadership, as you could see. Half my army ran away, then rallied and came back. That's why I made Queek have some additional leadership bonus so they wouldn't rout as much. But yep, that's the Skaven, if you've never seen them played. Meat shields that are annoyingly hard to kill off. They will rout very easily. Backed up by really annoying archers and surprisingly the best artillery factions in the game, which is kind of strange that rats would be so engineering minded, but they are. Some of their high level creations are horrifying. So that means we actually take the settlement, even though we didn't actually kill off their entire army. Well, that means we should be able to march further south where we're going to run across the dwarves, who will be much harder to beat, albeit they'll have smaller armies. Or we can go west and fight good undead pharaoh necromancers, or go east and fight evil vampires, or go north and fight more of these orc characters. The other thing about the Skaven is how cheap their troops are. I mean, my maintenance cost for some of my regiments is like 80 to 120 gold, whereas if you were to play as like the Britannian Mountain Knights, you'd be paying about 300 gold to maintain one regiment of cavalry. So, Skaven's big thing is mass armies that you can raise cheaply and maintain cheaply, but they do cost food, which is their downside.
Clan victorious, thanks to me.
Look at that. Captured tons of enemy troops. So, the other cool thing about the Skaven is, if you have food, you can actually occupy settlements at full high levels at the cost of the food. So, automatically, this settlement will be a level 3, even if it wasn't already a level 3. Which it wasn't, actually, it appears. So, there is that, which is kind of a cool little thing. I'm going to stick... I suppose I should get the trade resource. This guy is not particularly loyal. Can I fix that? Yes, chance to gain 2 loyalty. I will do that. The 13th scheme, which costs 1,313 gold. Of course, he won't be loyal until that event actually triggers anything, but still. This is why I took that life is very cheap. This army is going to be back to full in like 2-3 turns. Whereas if I was playing as, say, like the dwarves, it would take like 10 turns to rebuild. Let's actually put a garrison force here to make it slightly harder to take. Probably won't stop them after all, but you never know. No expansion here, but it doesn't look like we're being any more detected. It's always good. And then we just have to... Our next war is likely to be against the dwarves of Karak Zorn. We can take 2 settlements. I can probably just overwhelm them with sheer numbers. Yeah, that should be good enough. Yeah, it might have even been the same voice actor, but I mean, Twitch is kind of a Skaven. I mean, that's kind of his character design, to be honest. I wonder if he was based off the Skaven. I wouldn't be surprised. Because this, of course, is all based off the Warhammer book, game, video game universe. It's just with Total War mechanics. Yeah, no problem. Just gotta wait for these turns to process. Keep forgetting to hit the fast forward button. So, because this faction doesn't have any settlements, they're going to be launching suicidal attacks till they actually win, which makes defeating them kind of atrociously easy. But because we can eat off of them, our army gets mostly replenished in a single turn rather than 3 turns. So yeah.
Do not bore me, thing. I'll take head spine for my trophy rack.
Oh, looks like someone else is going to declare war on me. Yep, Top Knots. They're located to my north. Looks like I may not be fighting the dwarves for a little while. We are now kind of expanding into one of the larger countries in this game. It's very hard to expand in this game, and to do it safely is even harder. Okay. Be the bigger rat. Splat the rat. We'll be the bigger rat. No idea what that does. There we go. Phew, we just picked up some nice loot. Okay, I'm gonna do. We've got the unique quest for warp shard armor, which is really good. Thinking life is very cheap to 2 because it decreases our maintenance costs on these guys down to 32 gold for a full regiment. These by comparison are 100 higher. Plus I can get these guys at level like 2 and 3, which is nice. This province is literally only loyal because of my army. Okay. We're going to take Queek, or Queek. Yeah, Queek, and we'll march him north. We'll leave this guy in charge of it. He's semi-loyal now. Yeah, be good on that front. I will boost this though. That way it might stay loyal even with all the corruption that's going to be spreading into this land. One thing that's really nice about this game, it actually tells you what the projected control is. It's nice. Okay. We're now marching up to try and fight these guys because they declared war on us. But that's going to be a little while. Things that are unique to this game from the other Total War games I had mentioned. Certain factions like the dwarves, the greenskins, and the Skaven have an ability that allows them to travel through mountain ranges and under and around other armies and obstacles. They can be ambushed while doing it, and if they're defeated, they get wiped out. But it allows, like my army that's sitting in Mount Arachnos, I could probably, I don't know, it might be out of range. I might be able to travel under the mountains all the way to the desert on the left side of the map near Qatar. Qatar in this case, I guess. So that's a pretty powerful little ability. I really need to get another Undercity stuff going, but I just do not have a building of that level yet. Kind of sucks. At least we should either be even or slightly gaining in food, which is amazing for a Skaven. As long as we're positive food, the Skaven are always in good shape. Okay, this guy is now loyal again because I've done that one little right, so they'll stay loyal for the time being. I don't actually know where the top knots might actually not hold territory now that I'm thinking about it. Nope, they do. Okay, they're way over there. Weird they would declare war on me though. Well, we should be able to at least occupy that settlement there. This guy's loyal. Settlement is mostly stable. This settlement is definitely not stable. Okay, you see how this says greenskin, and then there was this event, Greenstigwag. So the greenskins have a mechanic called fightingness, and when it gets high enough, they get a free, really strong army that they can then send at any enemy or have it accompany their army to help them fight. To kind of make up the fact that the greenskins tend not to be immensely stable, they tend to just rise and fall. Still, very powerful mechanic, and it is horrifying if all of a sudden one army you're fighting morphs into two armies. Don't particularly like playing as all the greenskins, but it's a cool mechanic. Okay, we've murdered dissenters of our action, so slightly more loyal, so there's that. And then we can get campaign movement, which will be nice. Just for you, oh, in case you're curious, this is the underway. So as you can see, my range greatly expands the yellow when I use it. It's not entirely obvious from right there, but because right now I can move pretty much anywhere, but it allows you to jump around mountain ranges, which is always really handy. We will colonize at, how high can we get? Whatever we do, we're going to be having food issues, aren't we? Guess I'll colonize at level 2. Not really what I wanted to do, but a little bit should help. Don't really want to build any of those. Oh, I'll build that one because it's cheap. Now we're going to be bleeding 1 food a turn, pretty much.
Machines and sorcery.
Scorch, that's always a useful one. More importantly, it extends our borders to border the person we actually are at war with. I think we'll probably go for till the hour, so 26 more minutes here for me. Or maybe I'll go just 13 more minutes and end at the bottom of the hour. Not sure yet, but we'll see.
Prestige grows, my lord. News of your
Oh, nice. We got a bonus objective. So, oh, I don't have enough population surplus. Darn. Can upgrade that though. Actually, that might have been worth more upgrading right there. Storm vermin are really useful. I'm really surprised the AI has bothered to attack me. It's kind of stupid of them. This army, because it colonized, needs to rebuild its army. We're bleeding. That army should stay loyal. That region should stay loyal, so we can move back to our capital. Okay, so we've actually hit the first stage of the endgame disaster. Considering only 26 turns into it is rather fast. Anyway, the big endgame is Chaos appears and tries to conquer the world. So this means that Chaos armies have appeared in the map, but they're not actually expanding yet. And we've got a new nomadic horde of orcs coming our direction. None of which is particularly good, but we can survive it. I need some... Well, actually, this province is surprisingly being stable. It's more that it's costing me food. Along with this costing me food. I suppose I could switch over to food production there, but then there's a real high chance of discovery. Probably should. Tough decision. Definitely put a garrison there, though. Problem is, I have to get over to here to actually fight them. Then I'd have to go through the desert, where I'm going to be suffering attrition. Oh well, we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's see how this is going.
Welcome to my realm. I have had eternity to find me.
Want a trade deal, they don't want a peace deal. How annoying.
I can tarry good.
I guess the less people who are willing to attack me, the better.
Come then, messenger. Spit out. Nice.
I could persuade the dwarves to not be against me. I'd feel a lot safer. No matter what I do, my army is going to either be immensely vulnerable or immensely attrition damaged. Anywhere I go, I don't suffer attrition. Only to there.
Quick moves.
I'm going to be offending those guys. I just wandered through their land. I'm going to stop in like 2 minutes average, so this is probably the last turn. There's not enough people here really to justify going much further. Plus, I mean, we're not doing overwhelmingly well. But it's cool to see kind of how the Skaven are playing now. They're a little bit... I think they're militarily a little bit weaker than they were, but they have the Undercities, which unfortunately I haven't gotten going really, which sucks. Other than that one, but you could see all the bonuses to pick up leadership, replenishment, movement speed, all really strong bonuses. Plus, if all you do is you go and conquer a city, then build under it rather than taking it over, you could get a lot of food generation that way, which is really good for Skaven. So yeah, this will probably be the last turn. Unless there's a lot of people out there who want me to continue, but they would have to say so in chat. Like, now. Pretty much. So. Yeah, I will have it. I'll do something with you after this, probably. Just gotta finish this 10. Okay, so I guess that will be it. I don't think I'll probably continue this again. We don't know. It depends how many people watch it, or whether I'm in the mood to play Warhammer 2 again. It's a very slow game, so let's just take this settlement. Ooh, boy, we're barely going to be able to take this. Oof, we barely won that. I guess I'll occupy, even though that'll cost me more food in the long run. Gets me around the desert problem, which is, I guess, a good idea. Make examples. Oh, this actually starts a devious plan thing. Cool. Okay. Well, anyway, that will be it for this. Thank you guys who are watching for watching. It's always appreciated. And those who watch this another time, hi. And hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, that's all for me. Bye for now.